Good evening, everybody. Thanks to the good folks at Cultural Affairs, the blues is alive and well tonight at Bo Diddley Plaza. But 50 years ago in Gainesville, you had to go down on Northwest 5th Avenue to a little trolley car diner called Sarah's Place to hear the blues. The house lady down there was a mighty special lady named Miss Sarah McKnight. She was way ahead of her time, and she made everybody welcome. This is a little homegrown song we wrote as a tribute to Miss McKnight. We call it Sarah's Shuffle.
Sarah Place was a hole in the wall, as we call it, where musicians would meet and just play our horns. And university had their students would show up, and with more of them than anybody else. And you got a place full of people, so you got all this air in there, and the atmosphere was thick, was with good soul, good feelings. There was a time in music where everybody wouldn't play with everybody. And then there was a time also where some people, no matter who you were, they'll sit in and play with you and make things happen. And that's the way we did at Sarah's. A soulful place where everybody wanted to meet. Yeah, a soulful place.
It was a retired trolley car diner with a wood frame square jazz club tacked on the back side of the diner. Hammond B3 over in the corner with a fairly raggedy drum kit beside it. And but the music that came out of that place every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday and Saturday night was the most real thing I'd ever experienced. It was an interesting time in the early to mid to late 60s. And there was everything that we were doing was all about the music. It wasn't about the civil rights movement, but we were kind of there at that time. You just simply didn't misbehave because you knew Miss McKnight would ask you to leave and you wouldn't be able to ever get back in. Everybody wanted to be able to be there, so they didn't misbehave at Miss McKnight's place. So at Sarah's Place, it was a very warm and wonderful environment because of the way she ran the place. And she welcomed everyone. It was just soulful to the bone.
The thing that really impressed me to see the length of the type of things that this lady was involved in. Not only did she run a restaurant, but she was heavily involved in the music industry and had made many great contact with firms in Virginia Beach, Virginia, New Jersey, New York, California, who had corresponded with her about groups, African-American groups coming into the area. She didn't just run a restaurant or have a nightclub on Fifth Avenue, but she was actively involved in a church and a community. This was a civic-minded woman, and it was someone that maybe in the past we did not toot the horn for, but we certainly need to toot the horn for this lady.
Everybody minded their manners. Sarah was the best kind of a social community builder. She had a nice place. She treated everybody with respect and expected everybody there to do the same. It's all just the fact that we all had such a great time and learned so much and made such bonds with each other and enjoyed the music we were playing and enjoyed each other's playing, and it was a tremendous scene masterminded by a woman named Sarah McKnight.
I was a very young child when I met Miss McKnight, and she was just a beautiful person. Just seeing her in the community, walking around in the neighborhood, and just hearing the positive things people were saying about her really did leave an impression on me. She was really loved, and I didn't realize at the time just how big of an impact she made and the contribution she made to the Quarters community.
That little place on Fifth Avenue was popping. It was well known all over Florida. Sarah McKnight was the queen. She was the queen.
We owe a lot to Sarah McKnight and her little neighborhood diner on Fifth Avenue that people call Sarah's Place.